Hi guys! Today we're going to look at how to use sorting layers to make sure everything in a 2D game is rendered in the correct order. We'll start with this scene that has a character that responds to player input and several enemies that chase the player if it gets too close. We created this in our 2D top-down shooter series, so take a look if you want to know how it was done. Alternatively, you can download this project by supporting us on Patreon. All the links you need can be found in the description. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is add a background to the game. We'll go to itch.io to get a free image for this. We'll search for battle backgrounds. We'll select this free one. Let's click download. Consider donating if you find this asset useful, or you can skip straight to the downloads page. We'll download the zip file. This is a compressed folder, so we need to extract it before we can use the files in Unity. We'll go to the Downloads folder. Then we'll right-click the zip file and select Extract All. If we open the extracted folder, we can see the various backgrounds. To import a background image into our project, we'll switch back to Unity and navigate to the Sprites folder in the Project panel. Then we'll switch back to the folder with the downloaded images and drag Background 5 into the Sprites folder in Unity. Now we have the image, we'll use it to create the game background. To do this, we'll simply drag the sprite into the hierarchy. This creates a new game object with a sprite renderer showing the background image. We'll right-click this object and rename it Background. At the moment, everything looks fine. The background is being drawn first and the player and enemies are drawn on top. We haven't told Unity what order to draw the objects, so it's really down to chance that it looks okay. Let's have a look at how Unity decides on the render order. If we click on the background object and look in the inspector, we can see these two options, sorting layer and order in layer. At the moment, all our objects are in the default sorting layer. We can control the order within a layer by setting different values for the order in layer. Lower numbers will be rendered before higher ones. For example, if we change the value for the background to 1, we can see that the player and enemies have now disappeared. The background has been drawn over the top because it has an order value of 1 and the other game objects have a value of 0. So we could order everything how we want by setting these values. We could set the background to 0, the player to 1 and the enemies to 2. The problem with this approach is when we want to add something else to the game. For example, when we add collectibles, we'll want them to be drawn before the player. This would mean increasing the order for the player and enemies to make room for the collectibles. Fortunately, we can manage this much better by using sorting layers. Unity allows us to create multiple sorting layers that game objects can be assigned to. These layers can then be ordered however we want, and new layers can be inserted between others whenever we need to. Let's create the layers for our game. We'll click on the Sorting Layer drop-down in the inspector and select Add Sorting Layer. Then we'll add a layer for the background. We'll add another for the player and one for the enemies. While we're here, we'll add some more for future features. We'll add a layer for collectibles and another for bullets. We'll drag to arrange these layers so the background is first, followed by collectibles, bullets, player and enemies. Now we just need to assign the objects to the correct layers. We'll select the background and assign it to the background layer. We can also reset the order value to 0. Then we'll select the player graphics object and assign it to the player layer. For the enemies, we need to change the enemy prefab to update all enemies. We'll double-click it in the prefabs folder and assign the graphics object to the enemy layer. Then we'll click back in the hierarchy to exit the prefab editor. You can see that the scene is now completely black. This is because we need to tell the global light to affect the new layers. We'll select the light in the hierarchy and choose All for the target sorting layers. Now everything looks how we want and we can easily manage the render order of our game objects in future. In the next video in this series, we'll enable the player to shoot and destroy enemies. If you want to be alerted when this one is out, then subscribe and click the bell icon. If you have any questions or feedback on this video, then please let us know in the comments. A big thank you to all our patrons, we really appreciate you helping to support the channel. If you'd like to help and also get access to the source code, you can find details in the description. Thanks guys!